Welcome to One Old Man's Opinion, episode 17, I think. I'm the old man. First subject today is going to be fear of death. And the second subject will be something a little more entertaining. Maybe. So, are you afraid of death? Are you afraid to die? I certainly hope so, because that's the way we're designed. We're supposed to be. If you're a Christian, you believe that you're going to end up in heaven with the Lord. That is the transition it gets to everybody. You know, like I wouldn't mind being in heaven, but I'm not eager to make the jump, or don't want to go through the process of getting there, or something like that. That's a typical response. But sometimes you run into somebody who thinks, well, I'm just not afraid of death. And I have to argue with those people. Otherwise, they wouldn't jump out of the way when they almost get run over by a bus. Or, they wouldn't countersteer when they get skidding on ice and snow. They wouldn't do all the things that people have to do in a hurry to avoid becoming room temperature. Because we are designed to fear death. That's because God wants us to protect life. He wants us to revere life. It's very important. And human life, most important of all. That's why abortion is such a rotten deal. It's evil. Death is evil. Jesus conquered death? Yes, he did. But we are not to go running headlong into it, or to act like we don't care. Be reckless and stupid. Do things like that might get us killed, because we're supposed to respect life. We're supposed to preserve it. We're supposed to want to keep it going. To the very last breath, fight like crazy to be alive. That's the way we're designed. That's the way we're programmed. And if we're healthy, that's the way we'll live. And, we respect not only our own lives, but what about our spouses and our children and our siblings and our friends, and even strangers on the side of the road. You see somebody fall off a motorbike and hurt himself, you're going to stop and see what you can do to help. If you're built right, you will. So, if you're afraid of death, good for you. That's normal. If you're not, and if you're really not, maybe you ought to check in with a shrink. God wants us to preserve life, pursue life. He wants us to live life. We're made that way. If we weren't made that way, there would be no human race. All kinds of life. Fight for survival, or at least to survive to the point of reproduction. All kinds, right down to the bacteria. So, it's been a thing in culture for, since there was culture. That we think about it, talk about it, write about it. How about even, Shakespeare? Shakespeare's Hamlet, right? To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing in them to die, to sleep. He's debating with himself. Should I commit suicide? Or should I struggle through? He's looking forward. He ends up, by the way, making the right decision. He stays. But he's looking at all the junk that's happening to him, about him, coming up, behind him, and he's in the middle of. And still he says, okay. I'll keep trying. And that's what we're supposed to do. And the natural part of your brain that automatically reacts when you're in danger, that's why it's there. You're born with it. And it'll be there right to your very last heartbeat. So, having ranted? Was that a rant? Oh well. Ramble? Was that a ramble? Just saying. If you think you're not afraid to die, give it another thought. Think about your natural reactions when you get into dangerous situations. And I think you'll discover that deep down, underneath what you may have been telling yourself or someone may have taught you, you have a natural fear of dying. You might be looking forward to the next life, but you don't want to go through the transition, and that's the way we're built. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next segment. Carry on. Well, Mrs. Old Man has been explaining to me now for a couple of weeks or more that I'm overdue for a burger review. So today, we're going to do a burger review. And I picked on a restaurant that is new in my neighborhood. Not new, but new in my neighborhood. New here. Since I moved up from California, since I moved up from California, I have not seen one of these before until recently. Carl's Jr. And so I thought, well, I'll buzz over there and check them out, because I used to eat a lot of their burgers back in the day. And their menu has, to put it mildly, expanded. But in a good way. So, I used to do, one of my favorite burgers with them was the one they call the Famous Star. And so I went in there and I was looking at their menu. And they still have the Famous Star. They've kind of upgraded it some. It now comes with your choice of 1, 2, or 3 patties. So I went and got the 2-patty version, because since I'm reviewing 2-patty burgers. And I don't remember if that was optional or not, but this one comes with sliced onion. My preference for sure. I much prefer onion sliced. And it's a chunk It's also a tad on the expensive side, but then all the premium burgers are. So this is right up there price-wise with the other guys. Real lettuce, not shredded. Real onion rings. I asked for extra onion, and it looks like I got extra onion. Real sliced tomato. And since I said no cheese, I got no cheese. These normally come with cheese. But I'm trying not to compare apples and oranges here, so I asked for no cheese. My preference. That's where I disagree, I guess, with most of the hamburger fans in the world, because everywhere I go, cheese is considered premium, and burger without cheese is considered ho-hum. But I prefer no cheese. So here we go. First time in a while, long while. Famous Star, 2 patties. I do believe they got it right. And, bless their hearts, they did put some napkins in the bag. Well, that's going to take some doing to wrap myself around that guy. You also have a 3 patty option, which I will go back and try, but not for review. Although, you never tell. I might get around to reviewing 3 patty burgers one of these days. But there are not as many of those available to review as there is 2 patties. The meat is the dominant flavor. It's properly cooked. They have, well, it appears to be some secret sauce on here. But it doesn't get in the way like some secret sauces do. Yeah, this could be nap-inducing. I'm not finished with this, but I can definitely recommend it. Found the pickle. And they seemed to be a little bit slow when I went in there. I think they deserve more traffic than they're getting. If you insist, I mean, if you're interested in another premium burger and you happen to be in Vancouver, Washington, look up Carl's Jr. These guys are doing it right. Doesn't need fries. Stands well by itself. Maybe I'll get around to reviewing fries one of these days. Wow. Lately I've been making my own lunches. Mine don't compare. Yeah, this is a lot better than anything I could have whipped up. I'd say this is definitely better than Burger King. Much as I love McDonald's, this is better than McDonald's. It's a competitor for Five Guys. Or Habit. Well, it hasn't tried to fall apart on me too badly. And it's not dripping all over me. I filmed a review for one burger that was so drippy, messy, and wet that I didn't I didn't release the review. I have to do that one somewhere besides my easy chair. I had to practically go take a shower after that one. This is a good burger though. The tomatoes fresh. The onions are crispy. The bun's a bun. I don't know. I don't think I've ever found a bun that I thought stood out. It holds the burger together. That's what it's for. And it holds the burger together without getting in the way flavor-wise or texture-wise. Gonna have to add this to my top tier. Try one. If you're not a big mouth troublemaker like I am, you can get one patty. If you're really and truly all about the beef more than I am, you can get 3. 2 is about right for me. I want the meat to dominate without totally obliterating everything else. It works. One of the reasons I don't like cheese on my hamburgers is cheese. It kind of dampens down. Kind of like putting too much cream in your coffee. Boy, howdy. It's happy tummy time at the old man's house. I don't have room for another one of these, but if I did, I'd be willing to do it. Once upon a time, many years ago, when I was working in Berkeley, California. Berkeley? No. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. In the LA area, we went to, had a friend who was my hamburger buddy, and we used to go burger eating all the time. And he brought along one of his friends. That guy wolfed down a double, and then another one. And I challenged him. I said, I bet you can't eat the third one. I ended up buying the third one. So I had to forfeit my championship. He was a bigger, better burger eater than I am. Basic rule of life. Be careful. Pretty good chance there's somebody out there who's better at it than you are, whatever it is. Much to my chagrin, I had to swallow that truth as a software guy. I keep running into people who are better at coding than I am. Put little dents in your ego. Until you get to the point where you realize pretty darn good is still pretty darn good, even if it isn't the absolute best. Same for hamburgers. I don't know if that's the best, but it's pretty darn good. Carl's Jr. If you haven't clicked the like button or the share button or the subscribe button, please do. Go for it. This little channel is growing slowly, thank goodness. But I'd like for it to grow a little more faster. Thanks for viewing. Have a great lunch and a blessed day. Travel with God.